Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Hello, can see me clear? Yeah, good afternoon. I can see a lot of familiar faces today. All right, from Facebook, from YouTube. Thank you so much for joining us today. Yeah, welcome to Solidarity Beyond 2021, our learning and sharing platform. Yeah, good afternoon. Yes. So you guys have been joining our session. See a lot of faces here joining our session since the very beginning, from the 1st of June, and I've still been seeing you guys. It's our great honor that you guys have been following us and giving your support to us. Yeah, thank you once again. Okay, today we have a very interesting topic about feng shui. It's a topic that we never shared before, and this is the first time we are sharing on this. So, are you guys excited or not? I mean, to me personally, I'm quite interested in feng shui. Okay, I have actually attended feng shui classes before, but I'm not a master. I'm not a professional to do share on the feng shui topic. Yeah, but today we are honored to invite Amanda. All right, Amanda is a feng shui master, metaphysics consultant. Later, I will give you an introduction of her background. Okay, so for those who are new here, yeah, so the first time you come to Solidarity Beyond 2021, do register yourself. There's a QR code here. Scan on the code. If you are using the laptop or PC, do scan the QR code on the screen. Okay. And for your information, this platform is brought to you by three agencies. All right. Namely CBD Properties, Esprit Estate, and Profia Property. Thank you so much once again for joining us. Okay, I'm sure that you guys are aware that we have Facebook, we have YouTube already, and also we have community group page, yeah, a community page for you guys to join in to update on latest real estate news, or you want to promote your listings, you can do that as well. Okay, we also have Instagram. All right, those who are on Instagram, please follow us. Okay, you are able to keep track on latest topic, daily topics that will be uploaded there and our Facebook page as well. And so on, we have our network group, WhatsApp network group. Okay, so please follow our WhatsApp network group, Solidarity Network. All right, and last but not least, we have our YouTube channel. All right, so all the recordings, the past recordings is uploaded there. Stay tuned, there'll be more recordings going to be uploaded. Okay, now can I move to the next slide? All right, web regulations. As usual, okay, I think we have all our session, we have been talking about the regulations. Pretty simple, keep focused to the topic, okay? No chat bombing, no advertisements and whatnot, okay? Be participative because today's topic is very, very interesting. And I'm sure that you will have a lot of questions to ask. Whether you believe in feng shui or not, there must be some question that's pondering, and this is your chance to ask. Okay, ask question, be participative. Questions are welcome. All right, now the topic of the day, busting feng shui myth. So it's very honorable that we able to invite Amanda Leong. She is a metaphysics consultant and also a feng shui master, right? So let me share with you some of her background. Okay, Amanda actually is a chartered, is qualified of this Chartered Institute of Marketing from UK, and also she is a MBA holder from University of Southern Queensland. Okay, besides that, she also a certified feng shui consultant, metaphysics consultant, distinction in Bazi mastery, feng shui mastery, San Yuan Flying Star. I'm sure that those who are already interested or know about feng shui, you have heard of this. San Yuan Flying Star, 悬空大卦, okay, 奇门遁甲, Yi Jing. Okay, so Amanda is a qualified, certified metaphysics consultant. Okay, prior to that, Amanda has 20 years experience in the corporate. She is the former general manager from Europe Car Malaysia. She secured and managed F1 events for Malaysia, China, and Japan. Apart from her corporate experience, she has 11 years of experience in metaphysics and feng shui consulting and training. And also she has attended and being invited to several feng shui and metaphysics events as a speaker. So it's very honorable to have Amanda here today to do a sharing. Okay, before that, okay, before I invite Amanda to the stage, can I see a hashtag first? All right, hashtag solidarity beyond 2021. Okay, let's have more interaction here. And also, please share this video, please share this live to your fellow colleagues. Okay, share it out, share it out. This topic today is very interesting. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions to ask also. Do share to your personal wall or maybe to your Facebook group as well. Okay, hashtag solidarity beyond 2021. Now I see some responses coming in already. Thank you so much. Okay, before that, I would like to play a short video of Amanda, introduction of her. Okay, let me do the sharing now. Hold on. Okay, can see. Nice.
Sounds better and to know what I am good at and what is my name is currently I'm a professional metaphysics consultant.
This is important.
I was actually at a crossroad. When I look back at the Bazi, that is where the change of pillar took place. For those who know a little about Bazi, at a time where I wanted to quit my corporate job, but of course it's a very difficult decision for me because after working hard for more than 20 years and climbing the corporate ladder to be there, it's obviously not an easy thing. And the worst of all is I don't know what I want to do. I want to change. I am tired of the corporate, but to become what? That is the next major decision. And to give up something of that nature and to get another job at that level is not easy. That actually makes me take up Bazi. A friend who referred this client to me to help her out because they know she has problem health issue. She had difficulty conceiving and had several miscarriages. They refer her to me, hopefully that I can help her. When I look at her chart, it's the same like TCM, traditional Chinese medication, the 5 elements thing from your Bazi chart. You can see what are the problems and how to make use of the so-called useful God to help them. So from her chart that I can analyze what is the best method to help her to overcome this issue. She followed the advice and glad to say that now she's a mother to a very happy daughter, and she actually personally thanked me for helping her out. This is a great sense of fulfillment where I never get to achieve during my corporate life.
Welcome, Amanda. Amanda, you want to test your mic first?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello.
all good. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for being on our Solidarity platform. Yeah, so I'll pass the seat to you.
Thank you guys for having me here with you all today. It is my honor to spend the precious afternoon with you all. I'm going to make it worthwhile, so free to ask me any questions at the end of my presentation. All right, so I shall start sharing my screen now. Give me a minute. Can you all see my screen? Can you all see my screen? Guys, can you all see my screen now?
Sounds better and to know what.
Yes, it's a little bit slow. Yes. Terence has already explained a little my background, so I am not going to dwell with it any longer. So basically, I am also doing some speaking engagement, was appointed by Dr. Joey Yap, invited as a panel speaker for him on some of his event, feng shui event, 八字 event, and also 奇门遁甲 events. And these are some of my own physical events before the lockdown. I do talks as well. And of course, this is a face reading talk, very interesting about how to detect health issues and so forth. And this was done in Atria Mall just before the full lockdown. You see the distance social thing there, everybody's still wearing the mask. That was my last event before the full lockdown recently. And of course, after the lockdown now, we have to cater for virtual event. This is a career talk which I did recently. And of course, the type of services which I did, all right, I do personal destiny analysis using Bazi method, but in a more modern way, the profiling manner, due to my corporate background. So I do SWOT analysis for them, deriving their strength, their weakness, the opportunities, and the challenges. And of course, the key success factors as well. And of course, the highlight of today will be feng shui. I do feng shui for both residential and commercial as well. And forecasting using the 奇门遁甲 and date selection and talks. Some of my work is a big factory and some residential and offices. And this is a very interesting testimonials from this lady who actually started from a home office. This is the easiest to see result, especially people like us now working from home. She was a solopreneur, started as selling medical equipment. Then after a year, business expanded, after fixing the house feng shui. And she moved to a rental office, which I helped her. And within 1 year, our friend made enough money to buy this beautiful office, which is owned by her. Of course, thereafter, I've been helping her getting her new houses all the while. This another one again. Why do I show you all this testimonial? Is because if you were to choose, although you are in business, which feng shui is more important, whether your house or your office. A lot of people make these mistakes thinking that if you are in business, you should fix your office feng shui or your retail outlet feng shui. And most of the time, you ignore or forgot about your own house feng shui. In fact, your own house feng shui is much more important. I have a lot of cases whereby just now there was a classic example of the lady. This is another example. This gentleman, Fred, I actually helped him just in time before the lockdown. It was in March, the first week of March before the first lockdown. I helped him with his house feng shui. He wanted to do a home office whereby at times he can work from home. So just in time, I managed to get a nice place for him, set it up with the prosperous area to be the office, the home office. And during the lockdown, he has been using the home office consistently, doing a lot of Zoom meeting, whatnot. Everybody not doing well, but he is doing well. Business expanded that he has to look for new office. Of course, then I come into picture with the office feng shui. Then after that, still doing very well despite the whole MCO. Our friend even changed and get himself a new BMW 7 Series. So the house feng shui is more important. Please remember. Okay, this is another gentleman. I actually helped him for the office feng shui with the house, started with the house feng shui also. And despite MCO, overwhelming business still doing well, and the company even planning for IPO. This is an accountant, all right? And also, I just do the house feng shui. Business started to expand for both herself and also her husband's, and they even won for the first prize. Okay, of course, now come one of the most important thing for the day, the agenda of our talk. I will start with a little about the history of feng shui and what type of feng shui that we commonly use, some of the factors that affects feng shui, and what is good feng shui, how does it look like. And of course, the most interesting thing is how some of the mythologies have been misleading us, debunking some of the myths. And of course, some feng shui tips at the end and question as later. Okay, I think this is a very common thing in Chinese. Yat Meng Yi Wan. Some feng shui, correct? Most of you will have heard this. Let me translate into English for the benefit of those who don't understand Cantonese. Okay, Yat Meng means the heaven luck, God-given luck. This is where we say fixed, you're fated, okay? This is fated, you are born into which family, where. All these we can read from your 八字, which use your date of birth and the time, all right? But do not worry if you are not born with a silver spoon. You are not all lost because this is only 1/3 of the luck. The other 1/3, this part, Yan Wan, is the man, people, we can make a difference if depends on our own action. Okay, this is another 1/3. Whatever happens, okay, even you are fated to meet this handsome guy or this pretty girl, if you do not take action to pursue the lady, the girl of your dream, you won't get her as well. All right. And if you don't work hard, you're given the job, you may lose it as well. So how we react to it, another 1/3. Of course, the other 1/3 is the earth luck. This is the environment we are in. To let you even understand better, let me give you a very good example of the richest man in Hong Kong, Lee Ka-sing. Okay, if you have read his autobiography, it's very interesting. I will urge you to read. And also our uncle Lim Kok Tong, all right, a late founder of a Genting Group. Okay, his autobiography also very important. Why I quoted these two gentlemen? Because they were self-made. They are self-made person. All right, God-given luck is not good. Doesn't born with a silver spoon. Means don't have a good set of 八字 lah. Both have to work from start working young at very young age. All right, no proper formal education. That's why Uncle Lim couldn't even speak English. Lee Ka-sing speak very good, fluent English all through self-study. All right, all through self-study. And of course, these two gentlemen, very hardworking, very smart. They were born in China. Those days do not have much opportunities. So, very smart. One of them went to Hong Kong. One came to Malaysia. By changing their environment, they changed their earth luck. They're making themselves having a lot more opportunities by being in a different area environment. And of course, both gentlemen also know how to use feng shui to enhance their luck. So this is what we are going to talk about later, feng shui. In fact, from my own experience, all right, this based on my 11 years of consulting experience, even though your 八字 luck says you have very good wealth luck, but if your feng shui sucks, sorry, I say if your feng shui is really bad, you would not receive your wealth luck, your good luck as well. So feng shui takes precedence. So I am tipping you off. If you go for reading, sometimes they say your wealth luck very good. Sometimes not because they are not accurate. Perhaps the environment, your feng shui really sucks. Okay, if you have average feng shui, still not too bad. Okay, and if it's bad, you can enhance it with feng shui. So that is the importance of feng shui. It takes even precedence, more important than your own 八字 luck. Okay. Now let's go to a little on the history of feng shui. Of course, most of you might have known it is actually originated from China more than 3,000 years ago, and it gained popularity during the Tang Dynasty. It was those days exclusive to the imperial family only, meaning only the kings have access and they have a specialized department, the astronomy and geomancy department, to do selection of auspicious date for them to do prayers, ceremonies. And in fact, one of the most important tasks is to look for a good burial plot for the king, the minute the king has ascended the throne, to make sure the dynasty lasts. So that is the function of feng shui being used traditionally. Okay, so what type of feng shui are there in the market? Basically, there are two main schools of feng shui from the classical schools of feng shui. Firstly was the San Yuan feng shui. San Yuan, it also denotes into the flying stars. This part is more on the calculation. Why we say flying star? Because the stars, the numbers move here and there, and we use numbers to do calculation. But Okay, the number themselves has no feng shui. Okay, we use numbers here to do calculation only. It's just a formula. And this is where when you attend the annual feng shui talk, it is based on this San Yuan flying stars. We do the calculation, which year, which sector you have the wealth star or the flying good luck. All the stars are flying around every year differently. This is how you get this for your annual tips for the annual feng shui seminars. All right. Next is the San He landform formula feng shui, and these are the most, how would I say, most advanced and which carries more better results, which is even more prominent. All right, later I'm going to show you some examples. Landforms, of course, what comes to your mind? Mountain and water, the basics of having good feng shui. That's why billionaires profiles, they live near all these places. I'm going to show you some very good example later on. Okay, besides that, feng shui also we classify into two main categories. The yin feng shui, this is on the burial where previously the kings used a lot. Nowadays, some people still use it, but not that common. Of course, the next one is the yang living feng shui. This is the one that we are talking about, which is more popular. It is used for your house, office, or even factories. Okay, there are four important factors that govern feng shui. Like we mentioned, the earth luck, and what is it affected by? Okay, first one is none other than environment. This is where just now we mentioned the landform feng shui, the San He feng shui. This comes into picture. So a good feng shui master, before they go into your house, they should be checking the environment, checking out where does the qi mao comes from, where does energy comes from, where is the junctions, where are the mountains, any hilly areas, and whatnot. So the study of the environment is the most important. Okay, as I mentioned, if you do not know how to recognize a good one, and at least try to remember a bad one. T junctions is a big no-no in case you do not know. Okay, next, the second important factors that we have is none other than the property itself, the building, the internal layout. All right. That's why most of the time I do not know about others, I will definitely ask for a copy of the floor plan so that I can do my measurement more accurately when I do my feng shui consults. Okay, because with this, then we can advise the layout. If you are going to do renovation for your new house, is even much better. We can plan the whole renovation or building up a new bungalow precisely according to feng shui. Why this is important? Because the property, our building, is the container of the energy. The qi flows from the external environment into the internal environment. All right, and we contain it. Whether we are able to contain it or not depends on the layout. All right, then of course, next, who is residing and staying in the house matters a lot, and who is using the office matters a lot, because all of us have different energy field. So have you heard of this before? This house is good for this person, but the other person are not doing well. So that is some of the reasons, because there are times certain layout may not be suitable for yourself personally. Therefore, a good feng shui master should know better, because then only can do a personalized feng shui to match with you to have better results. Okay, last but not least, the other factor that governs feng shui is the time, different period of time. All right, the feng shui will be different. Have you some certain malls? Have you seen some of the shopping malls after a certain period they will do a major renovation? This could be part of the reason to refresh the energy to change the luck energy to the current prosperous energy and luck. All right. So a standard cycle of the feng shui is 20 years. So a good practitioner, a good feng shui master should be able to fix the feng shui based on that. And of course, the next cutting point, some people who knows a little about feng shui should know the next change will be from 2024. In fact, now is a transition period. That's why you see a lot of calamity and the energy is really upside down. Therefore, you have a lot of issues now. Okay, in short, let's recap. There are four main factors that affects feng shui. The environment, okay, because that is where the energy flows from. Mountain, water, Qi junctions, all right. Then it comes into the building itself, where we are actually staying the same unit. Actually, the same row. If you think of the direction, it may not be the same. Again, it matches with people. Later, I'm going to maybe explain a little more about that. And of course, the residence and time factor. All these are the four factors. Okay, and the weightage, external and internal, which is more important? Of course, external environment is more important because most of the time is beyond our control. Sometimes we can easily fix the house feng shui for you and let you have better results, especially if the external environment is good. So a little bit of internal adjustment for your house, you will be able to receive good energy and enjoy the good feng shui. Unfortunately, if the external environment is no good, the energy no good, yes, we can still help a little. Your internal building, that's why if external no good, even though we do some adjustment, help you with your own house, all right, feng shui, perhaps there will be only slighter, smaller improvement, 30%. It's not that we are not doing a good job. It's sometimes because of the environment. Okay, what are some other feng shui principles? Okay, these are one of the basic. If you heard of this, in Chinese we call San Gun Yan Ding. Okay, mountain governs people, it's nobility. That's why a lot of the rich and famous people are staying in the mountainous, hilly area like Beverly Hills in the Los Angeles. Over in Malaysia here we have Canny Hills. Of course, now it's known as Bukit Tunggu lah. A lot of those, let's say Damansara Heights, all these are Bukit area. These are where a lot of the rich people. Bangsa also a lot of rich people. Bukit Pantai. All these are nobility, all right? And of course, the next thing will be 水管財, 山管人丁, 水管財, water governs wealth. That's why a lot of financial centers are between the area that has a lot of water, like New York Stock Exchange, all right? There is this Hudson River there and flow down into the lake, all right? So this is one of the world's richest financial centers. And of course, we also have Hong Kong, the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, all right, near water, and of course, Shanghai as well. Okay, just now I mentioned my promise to share with you what is good feng shui all about. Okay, this is a classic example of a good feng shui property, all right? Got mountain at the back, all right, supporting you, and both on the left and right got embrace that's containing the qi, the energy there. And right in front, you see there's a very nice water, natural water, not even man-made. So this is the best. It's a very big lake. Make a guess whose house is this? Okay, let's see. Let's have some interaction. All right, let's have some interaction. Okay, make a guess whose house is this? Busa, don't have Klang River in front. Adrian asked. Okay, addressing that. Okay, in the city center, we have virtual water. Virtual water means the roads, okay, golden triangle, okay. So those are really busy roads at the highway there, all right. But of course, our Busa also, you look at it, is it as prosperous, our Busa, compared to NY New York Stock Exchange, compared to Hong Kong Stock Exchange? Of course, our Buza is nowhere near can compare with all those. All right. Yes, Derek is right. That is Bill Gates. Adrian is right. That is Bill Gates' house. All right. I'd like to use this as a very good example. In fact, has been staying here for a long time. He was the richest man. All right. But he will soon, not he will soon, he has already fallen out from the top spot, although no longer at the top, still rich enough because energy, it won't be like an off and off button from very prosperous suddenly no good at all. No, it's just that not as good as before, but still good enough. He has made a lot of money, more than enough for him to last for many lifetime. All right, he has fallen into the number 4 spot because, like just now I mentioned, remember the time factor. All right, at this point of time, it is beginning to give in to the time factor. Although the setup, the landform is still prosperous because of the timing factor, all right, it slowly impacted a little. That's why he's no longer at the top spot. The last, when I do a write-up on this, he has fallen into the number 4th place. All right, so this is the timing. Okay. Franklin, what is wrong with Malaysia feng shui now? Politics, we better not talk about it. Very sensitive, okay? Pandemic is everywhere. It's nothing wrong with just our Malaysia feng shui. Pandemic is a worldwide thing, all right? So that is heaven luck. That is not of luck. Because if it's just that particular feng shui, that means only that particular country or only that specific place is affected. But now the whole world is affected by the pandemic. So it's no longer a feng shui thing. So it's the heaven luck, okay? Okay, let's come to some misconception. Hey, hi, some of my friends are here. Kanu. Okay, thank you for tuning in. So feng shui misconception, one of the most common things faced by, I think, a lot of property agents, especially some clients who tell you, I want to look for a property that is facing this direction because it is my best direction, all right? So you can actually tell them that this is actually not, how do I say? You cannot actually blindly follow that. Because in feng shui, there are many formulas, just like mathematics, all right? If you know there is this bottomless, we have to know which order comes first. Otherwise, you will get the wrong answer. For example, you have to do your bracket of, you have to do division, divide first, then multiply, then only add, then only subtract. If you do not do the sequence correctly, you will get the wrong answer. So the best direction thing is the bottom on the list. But unfortunately, this is the only thing that most laymen, most people know only, and they blindly follow, which is actually very dangerous. Because if you are facing the best direction, the house facing the best direction, but having a T junction in front, do you think this is good? This is a good house to buy? Definitely it is a no. All right. And and the other thing is being in a good location. Just now I mentioned environment, because environment is actually one of the most important factor. Even though the house doesn't face your best direction, but if the environment is very good, something like Bill Gates' environment, good or not, yes, doesn't have to face your best direction. Those properties will be very, very good. All right. Janice asks, house facing water tank, is it good? Okay, depends on how far is the water tank. If directly very, very front, blocking your view, definitely no good. We do not like things to block us. Blocking your energy, the chi field is no good. So what is good then? Of course, facing a field, nothing blocking you is very, very good. That is an example. Celine Gan asks, if condo facing a T junction and the condo on level 10, plus and minus here. Like I said, condo, sometimes apartments a bit tricky because it is not just your unit, the entrance. Of course, the entrance will affect. And also condo, sometimes they have many blocks. That's why it's not a straightforward answer. It again depends on which block you are in, all right, and where is the T junction towards your block, towards your unit, or towards the main entrance of the entire condominium project. So in fact, condominium, all these are more tricky. If house facing cemetery is good or bad, ha 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 ha. If you have very strong aura energy field, perhaps you may not be affected much. If your vibration energy level is low, then you can be easily affected. If that answer your question. That's why sometimes some people so-called 喜欢带 energy level is low, they make kind of funny things. Okay, another common misconception that I have here to share with you all is the number. All right. Again, this is very common. I think common issue faced by property agents like you all, and also some house owner. They like to choose nice number, 8 lah, 9 lah, not just the house. Sometimes by choosing car number also, they like to have this nice number. It sounded auspicious, nice only. 8 means fat lah. 9, 长长高高 longevity. Even 6, because Hokkien like 8, luck okay. So it sounds good, but in actual fact, it doesn't affect the feng shui of the property at all. Having house number 8 and 9 doesn't guarantees you automatically have good feng shui. Okay, it may be bad feng shui if the environment, the features are not right. And the other way around also, having house number 4 doesn't mean bad feng shui, but we know Chinese doesn't like house number 4 or number 14. Why? Because it sounded like die, but it has no effect on feng shui at all. All right, but the other way around, Malays like number 4. Why? Because when they pronounce it empat, it means dapat. That's why Malays like house number 4 or even car plate with the number 4. So all this actually has nothing to do with feng shui at all. But of course, to play safe, developers are also very smart because they know some people don't like this kind of number 4, so not sellable. So they very pandai. So instead, they put it as a 12A instead of 14, 12A. Instead of number 4, they put maybe 2A, the kind of thing. So that is a smart way. But actually, absolutely nothing to do with feng shui at all. All right. Buildings, that's why now sometimes you see some of the building don't have 13th floor. Why? Westerners do not like number 13 because Westerners consider number 13 as an unlucky number. I heard someone mention it because it was mentioned something about in the Bible, something like that, but nothing to do with religion. But basically, Westerners, a lot of them do not like 13. All right, and 14 Chinese, just now I've mentioned. That's why smart developers, some of the buildings, they have 12A and 12B to overcome the effect. In actual fact, let me repeat again, all this number has nothing to do with feng shui at all. And missing certain number from the house, buying those numbers and these numerology numbers and putting in your house also will not bring good feng shui to you. Basically, numbers has no effect on feng shui at all. They are used for calculation only. Okay, it's just a formula for calculation. The number itself has no energy. All right. Okay, questions by Adrian Tan. Okay, can a house have 2 stoves, say in one dry kitchen and the other in wet kitchen? Wow, a lot of questions here. Okay, we answer 1 or 2 first. Okay, traditionally, people do not like to have 2 stoves in the kitchen because there's a saying, you may have 2 wives, 兩頭住家, okay, 兩頭伙食, okay. So in actual fact, it's actually common to have a wet kitchen, dry kitchen. Some you have electric stove, the electric pan, that kind of thing. It is actually nothing wrong with it, all right? And okay, another common feng shui misconception, maybe some of you have seen it before, my best direction, okay? Some people, will blindly follow and position their bed, okay, facing the best direction like this at the angle, your desk at this angle because your best direction, even your stove at this angle, which is very, very bad. Okay, so this will do you more harm than good, even though you are facing your so-called best direction. Okay, so do not do that. All right. Okay, another common misconception is having a mirror at your dining area to double up your luck. Is it true? Actually, it is nice to have because it makes the space look bigger, but has absolutely nothing to do with feng shui at all. It will not double up your abundance or your prosperity luck. All right, no harm done anyway, but no effect on feng shui. Okay, another common misconception, in case for the benefit of you all, some of the owner, they say this house is in whose name, then the feng shui will have effect on this person only. It doesn't really work like that. All right. So whoever stays in the house will be affected. Nowadays, not only the guy is working, the lady is working as well. Okay. So they are affected. So a good feng shui master should be positioning, should be looking into the feng shui for everyone, not just the sole breadwinner. All right. And another thing is a trick. All right. Okay. A tips, not a trick. A tips for you all, which I've been teaching some of my clients, and they have seen result. If your current property, your current house, do not have good feng shui, really very bad feng shui, what to do to change your luck? Want to buy another property, another house? Not so easy, right? And takes a long time. But for you to have immediate good feng shui, what to do? Rent a place first, rent a good feng shui area. And I've seen some of my clients did that. After renting the place for a while, 1 year, 2 years, even 3 years, they can even afford to buy the property there. Because by being there, we talk about energy, remember? When you are at that present at that environment, the energy there affects you. This is how feng shui works. Actually, very scientific. All right, scientific way. All right, and you benefit from the good feng shui. Automatically, you start doing well, and you can afford to buy the expensive properties that you are staying there. All right. So this is one way to enjoy good feng shui. In fact, forever you don't want to buy forever, you want to rent the place also, no problem, as long as the owner is willing to rent it out to you. So that is how to enjoy feng shui. All right. Okay, another common questions that I always get is, and this is also good knowledge for property agents, Lelong properties. Can you buy Lelong properties? Okay, answer is, of course we can buy. How to use it, for what purpose, and how feng shui affects it, that is another story. If you are buying it purely for investment, then you actually do not really have to be bothered with the feng shui at all because you are not staying there. The feng shui there doesn't affect you. You just have to make sure that the presence, your current house that you are staying have good feng shui. The present home have good feng shui is good enough. All right. But if you are buying the Lelong properties with the intention of staying in yourself later, and if the Lelong properties, especially if the person become bankrupt while staying in that Lelong properties, then this is a red alert, a red flag to you. All right. So that means that particular property has a feng shui issue. Can you still buy or not? Okay, very good question. You should, I would suggest for you, get a feng shui master, a professional to help you check out the place first before buying it to save you the trouble. Okay, in fact, recently, okay, during this MCO also, last year, in fact, I actually helped a client of mine to get a very good property, which is not lelong, but way below market, almost towards lelong, all right, that owner was not doing well. The environment itself is very good. Why I still ask her to buy? Why? Because the environment is very, very good. Perfect, facing the fields are more, okay, can collect very good energy. But why the owner, the previous owners in deep shit want to sell off really dirt cheap? 200,000 below market price are selling, right? Because really almost kena should bankrupt by bank already. Because the container of the qi, just now we mentioned, remember, the second factor that affects feng shui, that property, that building itself, the layout has got problem. So can be fixed easily, like this kind of property. Just a little bit of renovation, then the no good feng shui house will become an excellent good feng shui house. So my client actually bought the property and in the midst of doing the renovation to get it done before you move in. So this can be bought. So like I say, it's on a case-to-case basis. You must know what's wrong with it. Otherwise, if you just blindly move in because the previous owner has already is a very good example for you to see what will happen if you do not rectify the problem. All right. Okay, Nicole say difficult to find out how to match all occupants in the house, who to follow. But of course, like I say, we have to be very creative to solve problem lah. Who is the main bread butter? Of course, that is one of the criteria. And of course, there are many ways to use feng shui. All right, so the house is so big. So we can find a corner where the other person can benefit by using it. That's why how to creatively using it. All right. And of course, a lot of people don't bother to do all the extra work because a lot more work to do. But I have been doing it because I don't mind. All I want is the good results for all my clients. It's a lot of work, of course. Even the children, but also I analyze. All right. So that I find a good place for them to study, especially now online classes. Recently, I have a client also. Before that, the child cannot sit still, cannot concentrate on online study. After I found a good place for the son to study, all right, so he can sit there still for 1 hour. The mother, my client's wife, is so happy. Finally, can sit still for 1 hour and even interact with teacher some more. All right, so that is the power of using feng shui. Okay, another common misconception just now we mentioned, okay, about how important of water element in feng shui, and the popular Chinese saying "shui wai chai." Not all true, not all water are wealth. Where it is being placed makes a lot of difference. A lot of people try DIY, very dangerous. Water is well, and they try putting all kinds of water features everywhere. Very dangerous. This will do you more harm than good. All right. Okay, another common misconception. Can't blame many of you all because there are a lot of shops selling all these items with the name of feng shui. But unfortunately, buying all this and putting in the house does not automatically create good feng shui. All right, these are good for decorative purpose only. Why I can say it out loud? Because all my feng shui clients, I do not require them to purchase any of these items, and yet they are having good results. All right. So these are good for decorative. You can do without them at all. Okay, another common misconception is okay, must have feng shui consult for every year. Because you go for feng shui seminar every year, then they tell you the prosperous area, the wealth sector is different every year. Okay, let me answer that question. It is because when we were engaged to do feng shui talk, even I do feng shui talk at times, even I have a video to talk about it. Okay, we don't have a choice because we do not know your house. So we can only use general information based on year. This is the part flying star. Just now I mentioned the calculation. The star fly everywhere differently. Every year they start to fly around into different location. Therefore, different wealth sector according to this annual flying star. But But let me what I say, but because this is just a temporary thing, and the effect is very minimal. Therefore, a lot of people so follow this seminar, follow this kind of feng shui, and they do not see much result. I have to tell you, yes, very minimal result because these are very general information. But how to have good results? Each house has its own permanent feng shui chart. If you get a professional to check out your house, they should be able, okay, to find your house permanent feng shui, good area, and advise you to use those places and enhance the wealth luck there accurately, and it can last you easily 20 years or until the next renovation only. At least this is what I do, all right? Because I don't need you to engage me every year. Some others, maybe they do not know how to this long-term thing. They only know the yearly one. Maybe they will advise you based on the yearly, and you will have to consult them the next year again. So different people may have different practice, but that kind of result is very minimal. What I do is, feng shui is my passion. If you have seen my background, all right, I make a quick change when at the top height of my career. From general manager, I become a feng shui consultant. All right. So it's my passion. So I make sure all my clients have very good results. Therefore, I always cater for long term for them. Okay. When will be a good time to check on feng shui? Okay. In fact, a smart person nowadays, a lot of smart people. All right. They will start on the selection. Okay. They will engage feng shui master to help them select the property to buy or rent first. So that is the smartest way to do. All right. So that after you have bought, of course, I do a lot of cases also because they're already staying in the house. Things are not moving well. Like I said, you have lost that problem. I say I am still able to help to improve it, but I say that will depend on your environment itself. How much the improvement? All right. So that means it's in a way fated lah because you already bought the house, it's already there. Ma. If the environment happen to be good, then you are luckier, can have better results immediately. If the environment so-so, then your results moderate. Environment really bad and sucks, okay, still got a little bit improvement, but very little only lah. But certain cases, sometimes really bad in certain cases, we may even have to ask you to relocate. And there are cases, some people who stubbornly do not, eventually they will be forced to evacuate as well. Some cases like even bankruptcy also. Remember, just a little bit more sharing, all right? There was an ex-colleague of mine. I know the apartment was having a new flyover just cutting across the balcony right in front. So I actually advised her to move, and she just tell me, "Oh, I don't believe in feng shui." Eventually, become a bankruptcy and forced to move out of the house. Those are some of the examples lah. This kind of cases, I know a lot of people do not like to move house unnecessary, but sometimes if you want good improvement and your current situation is dire situation, that means something is really wrong. Perhaps you can really seriously consider. And of course, another time is the best time is just receive keys to your new house or office. That is the best timing. Because before you do the renovation, let the feng shui master advise you what is the best thing, how to do the layout so that you do not make any mistake. Like those type of cases, we will work closely with the appointed interior designer before they finalize it. So we will actually go through it and see what are the area to improve on so that you do not make any mistake. Otherwise, it will be costly mistake after you move in and things are not smooth. Then only you engage the feng shui master. All right. And ideally, like I say, if you intend to renovate your house, sometimes you need to do some extension here and there. All right. So best time is before you do your renovation. Otherwise, again, could be another costly mistake. And sometimes you are always sick. People who are always sick, even doctor can't diagnose. Okay, I have friends here who have introduced me, refer me to their friends who seriously have some health issue, staying in big bungalow. All right, staying in big bungalow, but the health is really, really very bad. All this could be a feng shui problem. Of course, some people are a bit lost, stuck, not progressing, not doing well. Sometimes it's the feng shui issue. A little bit of a twist can make a lot of difference. And of course, you don't really have to think of when. Anytime you want an improvement, you can always improve on your feng shui. What is stopping you is only your own action. Remember, having heaven, man, and earth, man, people, we have one curve. If today what I tell you, you never make use of the information in on this side, out the other side is not going to help you. But today, whatever that I tell you, if you register it and make good use of the information and take the rightful action, it definitely helps you to improve and become better. Okay, last but not least, you can actually scan this barcode to have access to my feng shui, to my Facebook page for feng shui tips. All right, I click a like there. I have shared a lot of interesting tips there, including sometimes the good dates to do certain things to avoid like the recent eclipse kind of thing. I even have the 12 zodiac animals posted there, some of the enhancement, wealth sectors, how to enhance your nobleman sectors and all that. Okay, you can actually scan this barcode for my Facebook page and all the informations are there. My website's contact number, all that you'll be able to reach me. All right. So that is about me that I have to share on my slides today. So we shall open for the Q&A now. So perhaps Terence and Lo can help me with the Q&A.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Let's see if there's any questions from the comment section. Okay, I'm not sure whether this question is being answered from Nicole that it's difficult to find a house to match all occupants in the house. So who to follow?
Okay, like I say, we match them for different reasons lah. I say, like of course the breadwinner normally who is working there. Mostly, like I say, nowadays husband and wife, you don't stay with so many people. Like I say, normally the owner, the focus will be the owner lah, or the sole breadwinner who makes more money in the house. All right, so that could be one of the focus. But having said that, for example, certain area will affect everybody. We have to compromise. All right, we try to do the best. And like I say just now, I also answer the house is very big. This area may not be suitable for this person, but another area may be good for certain people. So we have to creative how to assign different people using different spaces effectively for different purpose lah, to harness the feng shui to benefit more people. A lot more
Okay.
work to be done. Yeah.
Thanks, Amanda. There's also one question from Chiwei. He's asking like high tension cable. Yes, I think as a property agent, we come across of a lot of these questions also. Like the house is too near to the high tension and it's bad for feng shui because of the magnetic field or things like that. Is it a bad feng shui actually?
This is a good question. It is bad feng shui in terms of health. It will affect the health. Yes. So people who knows health conscious will always avoid this kind of property. Although it may be slightly cheaper, it's not worth risking your health.
But if it is like not too close but maybe like 200-300 meters, 500 meters away, is it still not advisable? Like how to
300 is considered close. 300 is considered close.
Okay.
The further the better lah. There's an electromagnetic field. It's the same thing. Your router Wi-Fi signal. The further you are away, the weaker will be the signal. So it's the same thing. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks for the answer. There is a question from Derek actually. How about condo that is facing a sewage pond?
Good
We face that kind of a situation before. Like our buyers, they say, "Hey, this one face sewage pond." Bad for
Okay.
the-
Depends whether the sewage pond is covered or not. If it's not covered, you can even smell the foul smell, then of course it's not good, especially
Mm.
after rain. Okay, the smell will stink. Of course, those are bad feng shui. Unless it's properly covered, no smell at all, then it will not affect the feng shui then.
Okay, thanks. Wow, there's also a question about bed frame. Oh, bed frame facing west is not good. Is it
That's why
true?
this is
From
really a
Janice?
very stereotype kind of questions. Who says bedroom facing west no good? Don't say that means dying. No lah. This is just a superstitious lah. Nothing to say with bedroom facing which direction no good. So you cannot generalize like this. No good.
Hmm. Okay. All right. There's this question from Mr. Lim. He's asking about how about house beside TNB power station. This is also
Okay.
a common
Okay, this is
situation.
common. It depends on how big is the power station. All right. If it's if it's those that is just a small little hut that is everything covered, is not too bad. If those really big and really exposed with all the tension, all the cables as really exposed, don't that are not as good as well lah.
Mm, okay. Thank you. There's one question. I like condo layout with the main door facing the balcony. Is it always related to your good luck flowing out the unit?
This is a very common thing for the condo layout. Like I say, this is where feng shui master will come into to help you to overcome this kind of issue. That's why you will need to engage a professional feng shui master to help you for those kind of cases. That's why
Is it
layout.
like
There's a lot of issue also on layout. There's no way to really elaborate on each because each one is really really different.
I remember, Amanda, just now you mentioned that every house got their own chart. Is it like feng shui chart?
Correct.
So,
Correct.
so I mean, it is not necessary to like do a consultation every year, is it?
It is not necessary, like I say, a good feng shui master should be able to plot the permanent feng shui chart of the house that can last for 20 years. And once you did that, you can ignore the normal annual feng shui thing because that one is very insignificant. The effect very minimal.
Okay. Thanks, Amanda. I have a question actually, personally from me, because I heard that for the past 10 years, we are in the earth, earth element. Now we are going to the fire element, and that somehow saying that it affects the property market. Is it true?
I have actually posted this. I have talked about all these five elements on my Facebook page. So for perhaps Terence have read some of it. For you all who do not understand what he's talking about, I encourage you all to scan this and then read about it later. I'm going to elaborate a little bit. All right, there are some truth in it. The last cycle, the earth the earth element that actually represents a property is most prosperous. That's why people make a lot of money just from flipping property itself. But but although it is no longer as prosperous as it used to be, all right, we can't do flipping anymore for sure. In fact, there's a lot of control also to prevent it, all right. But property is still a long-term good investment to have. So we have to change the strategy a little. And I say, yes, fire element is the prosperous. What is fire element? Okay, read a little bit about that. Okay, doesn't mean that you have to change into a different industry altogether. All right. So, what is fire element? Technology is one of it. Like what we are doing now today, we use technology. We do talks online. So we are using technology. It's prosperous. If you don't know how to use technology, you are left behind. All right. And metaphysics feng shui, is considered a fire element, is prosperous. So you can make use of feng shui also to enhance your own luck. That's why making use of feng shui technology, all these can also help you to improve your overall luck. You do not have to just depend on the industry you are in. Your skill
Mm.
is important as well. You can actually use the skill. So do scan the barcode. I actually elaborate on each of the elements, how we can use it in detail lah.
Okay, everyone, please like, follow Amanda's Feng Shui Tips, the Facebook page. Yeah. Okay. I think we got questions still coming in. From Mr. Raja Sagaran. Why the Indian Feng Shui different? Is it
Indian, they
different?
have a system which they call Watsu. That very much depend on the direction. I am not going to comment much about this because I do not really study that. But from what I know of some of them who commented that it is not as it's not as comprehensive as detailed as our Chinese metaphysics lah. So it is maybe a small portion of the feng shui. I say maybe that's why they focus more on the direction lah. But as I have mentioned, Chinese metaphysics for feng shui are a lot more advanced and more comprehensive lah. Direction is just a small portion of it lah. Like the landforms and all that for us is much more important than the direction itself. So it's very different. It's definitely very different.
Okay. Oh, Mr. Lim again. Why house facing T junction is back feng shui? Is it only applied to certain group of people? But
No, no.
I heard those house facing T junction is good for those people that do illegal business. Is this true? I don't know. I heard rumors.
Okay. Let me address this interesting question. Because this kind of houses we call sat hei chong sachi. Why? Because the T junction, the car crashing into it, there's very strong force. That's why some people have the notion sat hei chong yan, those that is doing ping mun, okay, those
Yeah.
so-called illegal kind of thing or mafia type of business. They can take this kind of, actually it is it's also it is dangerous. Why take the kind of a risk? Some people may argue, yeah, it can, but most of the time, you look at the T junction properties, how many people can stay there really long? Most of the time, it is really empty.
That's why some of the houses facing T junction, the price is also a bit low to compare.
Of course, people who know they will not even buy, even though it's as much lower, because not worth taking the risk unless they do not, like say, some people will say, I don't believe in feng shui, I don't care, T junction, I don't care. Once they move in, not many of them can last long. They will, after a while, they will move out one. Unless sometimes it is rented out for people, for their staff as hostel and kind of thing. Most people who are not able to really stay for long.
Thanks for the tip. Good tip. Mr. Ting, I think Mr. Ting is feng shui. He also follow feng shui. By 2024, we will be entering into period 9 feng shui. What are the good or prosperity direction for period 9? Oh, I don't know what's period 9.
Okay. Yes, it's a transition period. Now 2024 is considered a period 9. I say we cannot blindly follow which direction because each house has their own different chart. Each direction also can use, depend on when you move in and things like that, and when you do your renovation. So I'm not going to label and pinpoint only certain direction is good. All other direction, many directions can still be used. Don't have to blindly follow the direction.
Okay, thanks for the tip. All right. Hi, Karen. Karen got one question. Facing T junction, is it the same as facing the back lane? Yeah,
Facing
because
junction,
the T junction may be a smaller T junction, maybe a back lane.
okay. If it's smaller, then effect smaller. The bigger it is, the effect is stronger. Simple as that.
Okay. All right. Catherine has a question. My friend stay in a haunted house, but her business is doing well. How to answer this?
Haunted house is a different thing, okay? Haunted house and feng shui is a two different thing. Perhaps he make friends with the spirit. The spirit, especially those that in illegal business, sometimes they may even, okay, so-called like say make friends用嗰啲 team okay, 做偏門生意嘅 okay. So that is a different thing. So you make friends, they can help you, give you maybe numbers and all those kind of info but just be careful when is a payback period lah. Okay, you may have to pay back with something. You don't know what you have to pay back with. So it's like playing with fire lah. Can you get burned or not? So you are lucky you don't get burned lah. But it's still playing with fire is dangerous lah. Nothing absolutely to do with feng shui at all.
Okay. I think that's about it. There's no other question. Okay.
Right.
T Junction House is good for agents to put signboard, can get a lot of calls. Yeah, which is true. Which is true.
I say if you use it, I say because the location is good ma.
Can see, everyone can see, because
Yes,
it's
everyone
open.
can see. So it's a different thing. You don't stay there, then it is okay. You get what I mean? Like say everybody pass by can see. That is a different thing. That's why at times, or some of those junction people use it for business. Then it's a different thing. But for staying, definitely it is highly not advisable lah.
Okay, all right. Okay, I think that's the end of the questions and also the end of our session. Once again, thank you so much, Amanda, for joining us today, giving her sharing. It's a wonderful sharing, especially for real estate negotiator. We face a lot of these kind of questions. I say not good feng shui. I really hope that our clients actually watch this session so that a lot of myth is busted, shared by Amanda here. So thank you so much, Amanda, for joining us. And once again, thanks to all our audience here. Yeah, it was a good session. Okay. Last but not least, do follow Amanda's Facebook page. You can search just now. All right. You can also search on the Facebook right now. Amanda, may I know the page, the Facebook page? What's the name of it again?
Amanda Leong FS stands for feng shui lah. FS, Amanda Leong FS. Just search for it, or Amanda Leong Feng Shui. You can find me already.
Okay, thank you very much, Amanda. So once again, thank you everyone. Stay tuned for tomorrow. We have another session on commercial property. Yes, a favorite topic also. So do join us tomorrow 3 p.m. I shall see you again. Thank you everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.